Hey folks, we're going to do a quick overview of the Fury Warrior build in the Shadowlands 9.0 pre-patch. So starting off, we're going to talk about Fury in Mythic Plus. What you want to go with is the build you're looking at right here. We've got Fresh Meat, which is actually a fair bit of fun to continue. It's totally useful primarily for our ability to tab between multiple targets to maintain in-rage. Additionally to that, double time increases the number of charges that we have by 1, but additionally we've got 2 charges now, and we've got an intervene here as well. Although Fury won't gain a whole lot of material benefit from that added defensive component there. We won't be off tanking anytime soon. Tier 3, we're going with Onslaught. But basically, it's a great ability just to mash down the opponent. Tier 4, we're going with Warpaint, just really reducing our damage intake while Enrage is active. Tier 5, you're going with Frothing Berserker, so Rampage having a 20% chance to immediately refund 20 rage, just basically pays for itself every 4th Rampage. Tier 6, we're going with Dragon Roar. I know there's always a little bit of discussion here. Do you go with Bladestorm or anything else? Nope, Dragon Roar continues to be the go-to. And finally, Tier 7, the build you want to go with is actually Reckless Abandon. Alternatively, if you don't think you need that mobility, jump back to Stormbolt if you prefer to have the extra stun. My Fury Warrior is actually an engineer, so between the Stormbolt, the Fear, the Disarm, because I've got that PvP talented, you've got actually a pair of slows now. You've got Piercing Howl, which actually is strong, but it's on a 30-second cooldown. Reducing movement speed by your opponent by 70%. For 8 seconds. Alternatively, Hamstring we also have now, which provides a little bit of damage, but realistically it's reducing the movement speed by your opponent by 50%. So there's no conceivable reason why people should be able to run away from warriors. Keep that in mind. Just looking ahead, maybe a little bit different to our raid build. For single target, you really want to continue to stack haste, as much haste as possible. Sounds familiar. And damage multipliers, and that's going to really get you to the top end of the DPS meters if that's what you're going for. So this is kind of how this is going to play out. It looks a little different, and that's all right. So Tier 1, you're going to go with Sudden Death. Tier 2, Double Time or Stormbolt, like whatever that necessarily looks like to you. Tier 3, a bit of a change here. You're going to go with Frenzy. So Rampage increases your haste by 3% for 12 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. The effect is reset if you Rampage a different primary target. So if you're just stacking single target, you're going to get a 9% buff on your haste. That's all right. Tier 4, you're going to stick with Warpaint, take the advantage of the reduced damage. Tier 5, you're going to remain Frothing Berserker. Tier 6, you can go with Dragon Roar. Alternatively, if you don't have a lot of different encounters for that particular fight, you're going to have Bladestorm, and Bladestorm is going to produce a number of pretty significant burst damages for you, as long as you're not facing more than 8 targets. So it's an easy one to lean into. And then finally, on Tier 7, there's a little bit of an adjustment here. Transition away from Reckless Abandon, get Siege Breaker up, and that'll help you really chop down that extra 15% damage that comes as a result of using this cooldown. Outside of that, folks, that's the primary build. Alternatively, if you're just kind of out in the open world, whether you're doing PvP or PvE, you could swap from your Tier 7 Siege Breaker or Reckless Abandon and play with Anger Management. Being able to knock down the cooldown on your Recklessness that's material. Like that's a quality of game, a quality of life gain, and there's some fun to be had there. So take that into consideration as well. Throw it up, and most importantly, have some fun. Get out there and enjoy pre-patch. Drop it down in the comments what you would like to see or learn more about, whether it's the differences from BFA, some of the new warrior abilities that have been added, impacts from the target caps, losing corruption, things we can look forward to in Shadowlands, whatever you want to chat about. Leave it in the comments and we will talk soon. Thanks for watching, folks. See you later.